What's going on, my crypto friends? It is your crypto friend Jack here, and in today's video I want to discuss briefly why crypto adoption is coming, why it's speeding up more than ever, and why eventually it's going to dethrone the banks. Before I dive too deep into the video, I want to let you guys know I'm just a guy in my mom's basement. Most of what I say is just my opinion, and also this is not going to cover every single aspect of why crypto is good, why crypto is bad, and all the things that I'm talking about today are going to inevitably take time and effort from not just me, but probably also you to dethrone the banks or go anywhere near that direction anytime soon. First things first, I want to look at a meme here, which really I thought was hilarious, but also it's funny because it's true. The people who are giving us our credit scores are in debt trillions and trillions of dollars. The banks have no money, they are in debt. And not only that, but cryptocurrencies lately have been posing themselves as the only solution for people who want to do things in a trustless way. People in Russia are getting their SWIFT transactions blocked, and there's nothing they can do about it. And almost it's seemingly so that even though governments don't want people to use crypto, a lot of the ways that things are going force people to use alternatives like cryptocurrencies, because you can't put your money in a bank, it might get blocked, and all of the other alternatives seem not to work either because there's always a centralized point of failure. If we look at the Google definition of why crypto is important, even that doesn't really outline correctly everything that is important about crypto. And it also kind of makes some assumptions or puts things vaguely that aren't really true. The advantages of cryptocurrencies include cheaper and faster money transfers, not always true, and decentralized systems. This should be the first and foremost part, that do not collapse at a single point of failure. That is really why we're here, in my opinion. And that's the real reason why banks and other legacy systems are not going to be able to keep up with the use case for crypto because of the decentralized fashion and the ability to traverse rough terrain politically and from governments without being caught in the crossfires of centralized solutions like banks, crypto exchanges, or other forms of centralized entities. They say here that the disadvantages are high price volatility, and that is true, although I don't think it will be true forever. And also there is ways to mediate this with stable coins and more ways to do so every single day. Also, they mentioned high energy consumption for mining activities. This is only true for certain blockchains and certainly should not be applied to all crypto. And then use in criminal activities, which, as we've seen in many cases, actually negates itself, especially when they're not privacy coins, as everything is public on a blockchain. And if they can find out which address belongs to which person, which in criminal activities is easier to do, especially if they want to have an off-ramp, this doesn't really apply as well either. Of course, sometimes it does, and there is things that can get dangerous with cryptocurrencies, but I think overall it's a net positive in many, many more ways than it is anything else. Sure, the price volatility in the crypto assets may be a lot. It might be down a lot, but at least when you're looking at crypto, you can know, hey, I'm down this much. It's nice. But when you put your money in a bank account, you're losing a lot more than you think. Last year's report on inflation was above 10%, and that's the report. What can we really expect from inflation? And also, we don't get these nice charts showing our assets go down when we have it in a savings account or we have it in a bank account. It appears that we're not losing any money when in reality we are. At least in crypto, it's straight up telling you, hey, you're down 30%, you're down whatever percent. It might not be the most glorious thing to think about, but maybe this is better. And also, maybe this doesn't last and is not as volatile over the long term, as major cryptocurrencies have a huge use case in consumer success, but also in the success of being better than banks. Now, with governments trying to freeze crypto assets and realizing it's not really as simple as it made out to be, boomers and other people alike who aren't very knowledgeable in crypto think, hey, this should work like everything else in the world. If they have money, the government can freeze it. With crypto, it only works like that if their money is on an exchange or a centralized point. Otherwise, that money is theirs. Maybe they lose it in a boating accident and the government never gets a hold of it. The only way to really get crypto by people who own their own crypto is to get their seed phrase. And that's something that is very liberating for a lot of people, even though it is scary to be responsible for all your money and not having insurance backing it. That also may be an argument for why crypto won't get adopted, because it's so scary and pushes so much responsibility on the user. Most people don't want to deal with that. Most people will form to the convenient option. But in time, as these things grow, I think there's going to be more convenient, but also decentralized options as going forward. Maybe that is a bit hopeful and maybe that is a bit naive, but nonetheless, the amount of people on crypto and getting adopted into cryptocurrencies, whether it's because the money go up or whether it's because their bank account go frozen, they are going up. The numbers are going up. Here we have a chart from Blockworks. Crypto adoption right now is equal to the 90s internet adoption. And if that's not something, I don't know what is. To be honest, this is massive. And especially because all of what's happening in the world right now, between wars, between governments freezing assets, between people being pushed outside of traditional finances and pushed into crypto, and inherently or by accident because the government is freezing their assets, makes more room for growth and adoption of the use case that crypto brings. Lastly, for anyone out there who is worried about price or wants a little bit of hopium on the market cycle times of things, we do also have to think about the lengthening cycle theory proposed here. And I do think it's interesting. I do think it gives people a little bit of hopium, yes. But I don't think that in terms of the market that we are in the end or going into a bear market or the price is going to drop significantly from here. It does look like this theory is holding up pretty well and validating, and the prices of crypto, especially Bitcoin and the market cycle, will be showing sentiment to the upside if this is any indication of history repeating itself over a prolonged period of time. Now, maybe you don't care about that, whatever. I thought I'd throw it in there because I found it interesting. That being said, that's all I have for you guys today. If you want to earn passive Cardano on your Cardano, if you happen to have Cardano, you can do so with the Jack stake pool. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been your friend Jack. Peace out.